The biggest story in tennis this year has been, of course, Novak Djokovic. And the best story I've ever read about the man was written by my friend Scott Price of Sports Illustrated. It's in the May 23rd issue. What was so moving about the whole thing, Scott, is that you did what I have still not done. You went to Serbia. And really, to understand Novak, you have to go see where he's from, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, look, Serbia, I was there in 2004 in Belgrade, and this is a city that still, one of its main drags, the buildings are still blown apart. Nizhny Malosa, where from the 1999 bombings, from the NATO U.S.-led bombing of Yugoslavia. And they have not been able to rebuild it, and it's a real scar in the city. And, you know, Novak, of course, was in Belgrade during the bombings with his family in the apartment. They went down in the basement the first couple days to stay alive, basically. And they were scared because they had heard all these rumors about planes coming and of course, had visions in their head of World War II and you know, what this means, and this is going to level the city. And after a couple days, they said, you know, we can't take this anymore. We're gonna go back to our apartment, and then went back upstairs, and then within a week started playing tennis again.
Things have improved, but there's still 20% unemployment. I mean, it can't be an easy place.
Things are very tough, but I will tell you that this is why he's so important. I mean, I spoke to the ambassador to the U.S. from Serbia. I spoke to the foreign minister, and both of them stressed over and over how important Novak is to the image of the country and as a face of the new democratic Serbia, because they've had 3 elections since the end of the Milosevic regime. They want desperately to join the EU, and Novak is a symbol of that, and they want to be in Europe, and so it's as the foreign minister said to me, whenever he puts a Serbia hat on, you can't buy that kind of advertising.
Well, you quote his mom in there saying, "I've always said Novak is a child of God."
Yeah.
Why would she say something like that?
Well, look, the entire family invested in him. He's the oldest of 3 boys. And his father, sort of like Richard Williams, somebody who has no experience in tennis, just decided, this guy is my son. I see it. He's going to be a great player. He's going to be #1 someday. And as a result, they took out onerous loans from loan sharks to pay for him to go to Germany. It was costing money. They couldn't really afford it. They were financially, you know, strapped, and they were giving, you know, he was getting the best food in the family, the best clothing, and yet, I will tell you this, there's not that kind of resentment. They all bought in, you know, and the brothers absolutely, you know, worship the guy.
The impact that he has had on Serbia. I mean, when you see the celebration, Davis Cup, when they won the Davis Cup for the first time, and he was so much a part of that. And there are people in the stands crying. I mean, crying. And he's okay. He can take that. He can handle all that, huh?
Absolutely.
He wants that?
Not only that, he doesn't apologize for being Serb. Look, the fact is, the last 20 years it's been brutal on the image of Serbia, but he does take political stands, especially where it comes to Kosovo. For most Serbs, that's not even considered a political issue. For them, it's a cultural issue, and Novak is very eloquent about his feeling that Kosovo is Serbia and belongs to Serbia, but he also is extremely modern and understanding of Serbia's place, where it is, its vulnerabilities, and the fact is that he does want to present to the world a smiling and genial face of Serbia.
The first time Novak got into the top 20, you tell the story about how his father tried to congratulate him.
Yeah.
And what did he say to his dad?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, of course, is that his dad is the one who's always saying, you're going to be #1, and telling everybody, coaches, you're going to be #1. And when Novak finally got into, finally cracked the top 20 for the first time, his dad said to him, congratulations. And Novak said, don't congratulate me now, you can congratulate me when I'm #1.
It could happen here.
It can happen here.
Scott, thank you so much.
Absolutely.